This is episode number 236 of the InnerFight-Podcast. Welcome to another edition of the InnerFight-Podcast. My name is Marcus Smith, founder of InnerFight.com. I'm joined by Mia, Phil, Matt, and Carmen to bring you another edition of our podcast. Download the Kareem app, sign up and register with a valid credit card and use promo code InnerFight for up to 100 dirhams off your first ride. And remember, if you're coming to the gym, use the promo code INNER. If you're leaving the gym, use the promo code FIGHT for 10% off your ride. No matter where you are in the world, thanks for tuning in, and let's jump right in. There we go, we're back again, another edition of the podcast. Matt Jones, morning, evening,
morning.
night.
Hey.
Hi.
Yeah. Hours are good.
Hours are very good.
Yeah.
Boss, hours are good for you?
Yeah, happy to be here now, on time.
Happy to be here now, during the day. Phil?
Yes.
Still grumpy, yeah, cool.
Hi.
Mia, straight up, no problem. That's it. Everyone's here, no one's missing. Welcome back to another show. Boz, I want to start with you. It's a day after you did a marathon row.
Yes.
Lots of people did it the day before you on Saturday. How do you feel?
I feel better than I expected. I was a bit afraid that I was going to be really, really sore.
Yeah.
But I'm not.
Aren't you?
The only thing I can still feel is my fingernails. It's really
it's so
weird.
weird, yeah. Holly said she had bad fingernails. Claire Noble said she had bad fingernails.
Yeah, I think maybe it's how we hold the handle. Maybe too much
Badly.
badly.
I wonder if...
if you do it for 42k badly.
What was the most enjoyable part of the row?
Finishing it.
And the worst part of the row?
The first 42k.
So the 195 was okay?
Yeah.
But generally the first hour is not too bad, right?
Well, I made a mistake by using the seat pad from the beginning, and I never used it before.
Yeah.
And the first 2k, my butt already started to cramp up.
Yeah.
And I was actually thinking, oh, boss, just tell Holly
Awesome.
we're just going to stop and we're not doing it.
Really?
It started to hurt already after 2k. I was like, oh, no. So I completed 7k, and then I came off, and it's like, just ditched,
got rid of it.
I got rid of it.
Yeah.
And then I continued the next 7k, the pain got away and just felt normal again. And
That's
then it got better. And then it was not so much that I had any physical pain, which was just handling with the boredom.
Yeah. But then me and Jonesy started working out.
Yeah, then you guys started to
Phil
come
started
down, but the
working
first 2
out.
hours there was nobody.
Yeah.
So we were just
Karuna was there.
Karoons. Yeah, that was true. That was very exciting.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. But, mate, you do something like that again? Maybe 50 next time?
Yeah, I will do something different then.
Something different?
Yeah, something a little bit different. Ski maybe. I would do a ski. Yeah, the next thing.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, lots of people got it done. 12 on Saturday. You two guys yesterday. I think 4 more people are coming.
Noble.
Noble also did as the
Did on
first
Friday.
person. Yeah.
Friday, yeah.
Yeah, Noble was the first person
All
to get
on
it
her
done.
own.
All on her own. No mates, but that's okay. Sometimes it's good to do these things on your own.
Yeah.
And I think there's 4 guys coming in next week.
Yeah.
We managed to persuade Carmen to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Brooks.
Brooksy,
Oh,
To
great.
fix.
Tufik, and Rob Jones.
Okay.
So another chance, Mia, for you to get involved.
Maybe, if I'm not too busy.
There's definitely a temptation. Number 1 advice from Boz, don't use the seat pad.
No,
Nah.
don't. Our butt is too big for
I was going
for
to
the
say,
seat
we
back.
have already seat pad.
built-in
Built in.
cushions.
Jonesy, tempted after seeing people?
Tended, not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
Saw a glazed face. He was
Yeah?
pretty glazed, you know. He
He
sort
was
of.
glazed. Yeah, he wasn't too keen on doing another one after.
No, he wasn't either.
But that's the way it goes.
That's good.
Folks, if you do want to get involved, row for Ramadan, there's still a little bit of time left. You just need to come in, row a marathon, make sure one of the coaches sees you doing at least some of it. Just take a picture of your time, and then you're done. And big thanks to Cameron Nicol and the guys at Blitz in the UK. Cameron did it in 2:37.
No water, is that correct?
Yeah,
No
no
water
water, no
and
coming off the rower.
Yeah.
No water.
Yeah,
Nah.
something camel, call it going camel or something, didn't they?
Really?
That's
Yeah.
what they said, yeah.
Why didn't? Oh, I didn't realise
Yeah,
that.
no water and not allowed to get off.
Not allowed to get off, I can understand, but no water.
Yeah.
That's quite keen. Apparently he beat all of the teams. So the other guys did it as teams, and he beat all of the teams except the coaches. I don't know how many coaches was in the team, but they held a 146 average. So that's pretty good.
Oh,
So,
that's fast.
Yeah.
Oh, so he was the only one at Blitz who did it on his own?
He was the only one at Blitz that was doing it on his
Oh, okay.
own, and then
He held
everyone
a
else.
151.
He held a 151.
So anyone like regular, if you don't quite understand how impressive that is, just go on the rowing machine
Yeah.
and see how long you can row at 151
Yeah.
without
Yeah.
one either getting bored and just losing concentration or like
Yeah.
physically not being able to.
Yeah.
Like he did it for 2 hours and 37 minutes,
Without
and I'm pretty
drinking,
sure he
yeah.
probably would have been able to
Drinking.
carry on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said the last bit was quite challenging. But,
But-
yeah. So
Yeah, give that a try.
That's a pretty good effort, but good effort from their coaches as well. They did 500-meter intervals each and held an average across the whole thing of 146, which means they must have gone faster.
That's
So-
pretty
Yeah.
good with the transitions.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many coaches they had, but I would presume around 4. So, yeah, very interesting. Well done to everyone that got it done. If you're going to do it, get it done, let us know, and we'll put your name on the list of people that got it done. From that, we've raised some money, and that's going to a good charity school, which is actually in Ajman. We're getting them basketball hoops, football nets, footballs, basketballs, and also the guy Rajbir from Dimension Fitness, who makes the rigs for our gym, is going to donate a load of rigs for them so that you
nice.
guys can travel down there often and teach the kids CrossFit.
Yeah.
Maybe a rower also? No.
Yeah. No, it's pretty cool. So hopefully the idea was that we'd give them some basic stuff to start with, and Rajbir says he'll give us some rigs and stuff so we could get them doing some CrossFit from the start, which would be obviously very good. Give them another chance. Jonesy, Thursday night, you're in charge of the last class, which was a very special workout for Abdullah Hashimi's brother Omar, who tragically recently passed away. Talk us, you did the workout. Boz, you did it as well, actually, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Mia, you did some of it?
Yep.
I didn't do any of it. Phil, also no.
One hand.
One hand.
One hand, yeah.
Yeah.
Not easy. Jonesy, the workout was?
Workout was 8 rounds.
Yep.
Oh, jeez. 8 burpee pull-ups.
Yep.
60-meter bear crawl.
Right, we'll come back to that,
Yeah.
because I think that's one of the biggest factors in this workout.
250-meter run with your medicine ball.
Yep.
40-meter lunge with your
Lunge.
medicine ball.
Yep.
And then 15 calories on the bike.
Phil, you put it together. Why did you put it together like that? What are the exercises? How did it all come around?
Yeah, I just thought that it's, especially the bear crawl part, it's something that, like Omar, like being a young kid, they would be able to do it and not really worry so much about the bear crawl. I think that's probably the part where they would actually enjoy the most.
Yeah.
And just do it super fast. And
Yeah.
like I thought when I put it together, that was the part that everyone at the gym just they really struggled.
Just fell apart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, they just like the bear crawl was by far the hardest bit.
Yeah.
I just think just as we get a bit older and everything stiffens up, and
Yeah.
just getting down in that crawling position is really difficult.
They're doing
But-
it in 10-meter
Yeah.
shuttles,
Yeah.
basically.
So six lengths of that. Yeah. So.
Boz, your position
Oh, it's super
was
cheated.
like you cheated on it,
Mia
right?
was so upset with you.
But your bear crawl was the worst. Especially in the end, when you almost didn't even touch the floor. You were just bent over.
Walking.
Define a bear crawl,
So
please.
you're trying to say the whole knees need to be closer to the ground, right?
Well,
She has straight legs.
But you came to me and you said, "Oh, the first round I did it with my knees low," and then I just said,
no,
"Oh,
but when I always walked proper, like on my hands. Your hands almost didn't
It's
even
a tough
touch.
one to stand it
Oh,
up.
so you weren't touching the floor with your hands?
I did."
She
Yeah,
was
like-
scraping her knuckles on the floor.
No. Even Trev did it at the same time as Carmen. He was just behind her the whole time. He was like, "Oh, I tried to do the bear crawl as Carmen, but I couldn't. I'm too stiff."
Tough one though, isn't it? I guess a good, decent bear crawl, knees are close to the floor, but as you get tired, it's very
If you
really
would do
hard.
that one with a proper bear crawl, it would take 4 hours.
Yeah.
So
it's
you're admitting
super
that you
hard.
didn't do a proper bear crawl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
sure. Just
okay.
It was super hard.
Ooh.
It was the one with straight legs and straight
That was
arms.
what
Okay.
animal? What animal's that?
Giraffe.
Like a
Giraffe?
straight-
Yeah,
Oh,
giraffes. We used to do those in gymnastics
Jonesy,
Was it called giraffe?
what was your thoughts? As
Those
I said
bear
before,
crawls?
you did
Oh,
it
okay.
at
with
10
straight
o'clock
legs
at
and straight
night.
arms.
Yeah. Got into it 10 o'clock at night, and
Good turnout as well. All the
yeah,
boys
it was.
got
Yeah,
down.
Mo Shake was there with his shorts. And,
Yeah.
yeah, he's looking fairly jacked apparently, but that's okay.
During the days, he just wears pants.
Yeah,
and
he
at
wears
night,
pants.
he wears shorts.
He wears shorts,
But
yeah.
that's okay.
No, it was good. It was good to do it with a big group there,
Yeah.
and personally, I actually enjoyed the runs.
Right.
More so than everything else.
Right.
The bear crawls weren't as bad as what everyone was making them out to be.
Oof.
But maybe because I've got quite cool long strides there, so maybe
So it was like
helps a little
2
bit.
or 3
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
scratches.
I was going past
before.
Mo Shake all the time now. So.
It definitely passed the Friday morning test. There was like 7 people or
Yeah,
something, wasn't it,
8.
on Friday
Was
morning?
Oh,
just
serious?
8.
Right.
Yeah.
Ah,
Oh, is that right?
there we go.
Oh, jeez.
So the test normally
That must
is
be one of the hardest ones.
if you have a really good Thursday workout, Friday morning class isn't very busy, and vice versa. So Thursday class was so hard. You had 8 people on Friday.
If it's running on a Thursday, then
Yeah.
then it's packed on a Friday.
Right.
Because then they won't show up.
But I think even Zablades and Shucks, you took them through it. Well, you got them to do it. And
They were getting the medicine balls up before I even came
Yeah,
downstairs.
yeah, yeah.
Really?
He was so happy.
And how long did they take in the end? Did the clock time out at 99 minutes?
No.
It was an hour.
They got it
39.
before the clock. It was.
It's the only problem with the clock. It times
I think it was
out.
1:27.
yeah, I think it was.
1:27.
Yeah.
Jonesy, you finished it in
Yeah, 56:10.
56:10.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's an hour workout.
It is an hour
whichever
workout,
way.
actually. Yeah.
Mia, you had enough after an hour.
No, I did 5 rounds of 40 minutes.
40. Ooh, so you
So-
were going fast.
No, not that
Ish.
fast.
Ish.
Yeah, 64 minutes to finish
Yeah,
if I kept the
To
pace.
finish, yeah, exactly. Boz, how long did it take you to get it done?
1 hour and 7 minutes.
1 hour and 7 minutes. So, folks, if you're looking for a workout, that one's obviously got a lot of meaning. 8 rounds of it as well.
That's good.
That was the age of Omar when he passed, so there we go. Just a reminder, 22nd of July, Celebrate Fitness. If you want to come and celebrate with us, it's open for all members. Come and get down and have a workout and then go and have lunch afterwards. And if you wanted to drink some drinks, will you still be here, Boz, then? 22nd of July? Yeah,
Yes.
you'll drink some drinks then. Speaking of which, Boz will leave, and someone asked us to speak about this, towards the middle of August.
Yes.
Beginning to the middle of August, to go and play. The definition is play grid
I
league.
guess so, yeah.
Define,
Define,
play grid
play.
league.
So-
Phil thinks you're going to dress up as a chicken.
Yeah.
As a
I know you guys think I'm going to be the mascot. Just have to warm up the crowd.
Talk to us a little bit about what grid
No.
league is.
I think there's about 10 teams.
Yeah,
And each team is about, I think, 12 people.
right.
And then it looks like CrossFit, like it's the same movements, but it's a bit more advanced movements, more higher skills in gymnastics, and then heavy weights in lifting.
Right.
But you won't really do real workouts like you see in CrossFit. It's more like one person of one team races the other person in the other team.
Right.
For instance, in just thrusters.
So it's a lot
or-
more specialized.
Yeah, more
basically.
specialized. So
Yeah.
that's why they get athletes from different sports. Like
Right.
you have Klokov, who's in a team, I guess, or last
Right.
year was in a team, and he'll only do weightlifting there.
The guy that
And-
likes all your pictures.
Yeah,
Yeah, cool.
you like your picture too.
I know.
Yeah,
So, and you race again. I mean, it's called races, right? They're
yeah.
It's-
You race against each other.
they're called
for-
matches or
Matches,
races.
right?
Matches.
Yeah, a match. Yeah,
It's
But
a match.
within a
You have-
match has
There's about 10 races in one match.
in one match.
Yeah,
Yeah.
each thing,
Yeah.
each
Yeah.
one is called a race, and then
Right.
you either
And you
you
get
win,
the-
you win and pick up. I think it's 3 points. So if you finish the workout, you get a point, and
Yeah.
if you don't finish, then you will get 0.
Yeah.
And if you win 3.
And then it's whoever's got the most by the end of it. It's one team versus another.
And Boz, you're gonna play for or represent
the Phoenix Rise.
Phoenix Rise. How many teams are there in the league?
10.
So it's 10 teams, and it basically lasts over
3 weeks.
3 weekends.
Yeah.
Is it?
3 weeks.
It's just so it plays throughout the week as well.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Wow.
And it's
Wow.
all, like, all the teams are located in Utah, and
Right.
then they all play in the same.
Right. So it's a concentration of fitness people, and it happens
There's
super
a lot
fast.
of there's a lot of more tactics in it involved as well. You need there's a manager for each team, and they make a lot of decisions. Like
Right.
a really simple example of like a race. Let's say that there's a barbell out on the floor, and one for each team, and it's 40 kilos. And you pick 3 people that are going to enter that race. So 3
Yeah.
against 3.
Yeah.
And it's 100 thrusters for time. So the first 2 people will run out, and say you've got a guy that can do 100 thrusters unbroken. He's that specialist in that area.
Yeah.
Then you're probably going to win that race if you've got against a team that maybe some guy goes out and does 50.
Yeah.
Then he has to run back and tag his other partner,
Right.
and they'll go in and finish 25, and then the third one. So you that's why they pick super specialist people.
But they would know before the event starts what's going to be involved in the race.
I think they brief the whole thing before the match starts.
So you can work out the tactics.
I think you know a couple of days before.
Yeah, I don't think it's so on the spot that
you can prepare for it.
Yeah, that's obviously a really basic. There will be more components to each race, but that would be a very basic example. Yeah. So like if you are going to think tactically, like you've got this like chipper to do all the different reps, like you have to decide at what point Carmen's going to run in, get her reps done, and then run out and tag the next person. All those transitions cost time. So,
Jonesy, you've seen it?
A little bit on it,
but last year?
Not enough though, mate. I really need to. That's why I'm excited that I know someone that's going into it, and I'll pay a bit more attention.
This year's the
third year.
Yeah. It went bankrupt in the first year.
Is that right?
And then they got a new round of investors, I think.
I think like the first year that it was incredible the amount that they put into it and the money and the stadiums.
They started too big, maybe.
The stadiums that they were in were just huge, and the equipment it looked unreal.
Yeah,
but then there was 50 people in the stands. They couldn't sell out the matches,
right?
Which I think that's why they've condensed the season so much. Into.
I mean, the initial idea was it was going to become a mainline sport like gridiron and the basketball and baseball, that people would go for a season and watch the games, right? That was the idea. But I guess if it's still going on the third season, then they must be doing something a bit different or a bit. And is it covered on television? Like
I think
ESPN,
yeah.
It's covered by ESPN.
I think so.
People could basically
it was
watch
last year. I know that it was last year. I don't know for this.
You'll
year.
at least be able to stream it.
Yeah.
Have you been told why you've been selected? Like on what skills? So do you hone those skills now, or how does all that work for you, Boz?
No, I don't really know what exactly I have to do.
Yeah.
But probably it's going to be more the barbell movements.
Right.
And I think I also am good to put in everywhere. Like if I can do gymnastics quite well, and
rowing
I
as
pick
well. Like if there's a long row,
if there's a long row, I'll do that.
Mate, I think we should get hold of your team manager. He should be giving you a bit more direction in your training.
Yeah, maybe.
Interesting. That's obviously as that comes closer, and as you go there as well, we'll try and give that a lot more coverage, and people can follow it. If you can stream it on ESPN as well, that would be good. We'll all dress up as chickens and and watch it. She's not really going to dress up as a chicken.
I am.
Jonesy,
she will. Yeah.
First match. I'll be there.
Couple of quick questions. It's a graduation time of year. We've actually had this question, as Phil pointed out when we were talking before the show, for about 3 weeks. We're supposed to answer it. Advice for graduates. What would be your advice now, knowing going out into the working world for graduates? Jonesy, you'd have a few good points.
Yeah, I think to get into the fitness industry, it's good to shadow a few good trainers.
Yep.
I think that's really good. I learned a lot. I was meant to do 30 hours, but I think the guy ticked me off after 15, but that's okay.
Because you started teaching him.
Yeah, because I was doing all right. But I think that's really good to learn from, decent trainers.
Yep.
And just start training with them as well, not just watching them. I think just getting more hands-on stuff is really important.
Mia, what's your advice for the younger people of the world?
Just try a lot of different stuff. Not be too. Even if you think you know what you want to do, don't just focus on that. Just try a lot of different stuff and see.
Yeah, very good. Phil?
Yes. Kind of took two pretty good ones at it.
She took mine. Boz, what would you say?
I say
party as much as you can.
No, take a year off and just travel a bit and see what you like.
Yeah. I think that's I think sometimes graduates are sort of rushed a little bit. You work the whole time, and then they specialise in something. If they graduate from university, they've got a degree, and then they sort of get into it and find out that they hate it.
I think I would agree with that. To try and meet as many people as possible in the industry that you want to go into. Like that's how I ended up here. It was I started something and then ended up on a tour somewhere else, and then met you just on a random trip, and then later I ended up here. So it's more about. I think it's a lot about who you know and meeting people and just. Coming off as a good person. Yeah. I obviously tricked you.
Yeah.
Tricked him.
Into thinking
What
I was
happened to the good person part? Anyway, that's the way that one goes. Another interesting thing that's popped up, which we'll talk about quickly, the top 22 fitness gurus to follow on Instagram. Jonesy, are you in the top 22?
I thought I was, but yeah. I think I'm just behind this girl here.
This girl.
The butt.
This,
Shane. Yes.
Which one do we like the most here, Phil? You've got them up.
This is number 3.
Feel like the butt girl most.
Number 3.
Not overextended.
Queen of squats. Jen Settler will show you how to build your booty.
It doesn't look real.
Yeah, it doesn't look very real at all.
I'm quite impressed with
It's an optical illusion.
It's mostly women, right?
It's mostly women.
List,
yeah, it's mostly women. Tracy Anderson.
And I can't really see any
I've had a
trace of
brief
CrossFit.
look, mate. But that one that you pick up,
all
that
yoga.
guy with no legs or the amputated legs, that would interest me a little bit.
It wasn't amputated legs.
I don't know.
I don't think it was.
Oh, really? Was he just...
He was
pulling
just
up
in
his
a yoga pose.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Top 22 fitness gurus to follow on Instagram. One of them is nude_yoga girl.
It's just the name that makes it popular.
If that's what you're into, yeah.
If we would put naked CrossFit girls, we would have
so many
10,000 followers.
I'm not sure that's what...
I don't really know what the criteria is based for this. I'm not very happy with it.
Very interesting. If you want to check out that article that Phil's definitely not happy with because he's not even number 27. HuffingtonPost.com, the top 22 fitness gurus to follow on Instagram.
CrossFit Bondi.
There we go.
So why is she more inspirational than me?
I don't know.
There is.
Got a cap on here.
There is.
This guy's pretty cool. He's doing hip bridges at 600 pounds for 8 reps.
8 reps.
There we go.
He better be pausing at the top of that one.
5 seconds.
That's pretty good. That's pretty
Breaks
good.
his hips.
Yeah, that's very impressive.
I thought.
But that's
right.
he is AKA the glute guy. I mean, that's his.
Okay.
Oh, that's his name.
That's his
I reckon
name.
the girl on number 3 on the picture, she's used the same.
can do that.
Yeah, with a bum like that.
Yeah.
Lots of yoga, though. Obviously, if you like yoga, then Instagram's a great place to find something going on in yoga. I'm not too sure about that. Jonesy, I want to pick up on something that you were doing the other day. You had a client in that came to you basically just to look at a little bit of squat mechanics, something not going on there. Just give us a little bit of an outline on what that's all about.
Yeah, so basically, this guy, he wants to improve his squat with good reason. If you get a good squat on you, it's going to help everything, not just in training, but in life as well. So it's basically, he's a strong guy. He's got a good deadlift on him. He can do strict stuff with some of the gymnastics.
Yeah.
And it's more about his position when he's squatting.
Right.
So, I was just looking at his footwork to start with.
Yeah.
Just opening out his hips a little bit more.
Right.
And
so start point, if you have an issue with squat, check your feet.
Yeah, definitely. And just start warming them up with a narrow stance like we do in warm-ups. And we're doing this with the base fitness as well.
Absolutely.
So narrow stance, go wide, and then go where you would go on a normal basis. And
right.
He then asked, as we start to put weight on, he then asked, should I put my lifting shoes on? I actually said no.
Right.
We weren't going for a 1 rep max or anything.
Yeah.
And his mechanics still look really good when we were going through it.
Yeah.
And what I liked is at the end of the session, I gave him a little finisher. Yeah. And this is one that we should all try. I've done it years ago. It was find your front squat, whatever you can do 6 to 8 reps on.
Yeah.
And try and do about 8 reps.
Yeah.
And then rack it and then quickly put on your back and then get to 20 reps by doing back squats.
Right.
And it's just a really great way to overload your legs in a safe way as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So his face, don't think he really liked that by the end of it, but that's okay.
But it's basically sort of a heavy set of front squats to 8 reps.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then nothing too crazy, but something that's reasonably heavy.
Yeah.
And then immediately rack it and put it on your back and try and get 20 out.
Yeah. And just go till you get 20 reps. So another 12 reps on the back squats.
Oh, so another 12 reps
12
on back
reps,
squats.
Yeah.
And he got that reasonably easy?
Yeah, he did. Well, we had to take it from the floor because people are in the way. So,
right.
Still, he had to work quite hard.
Yeah.
But for him, it's like he just loses that position in the front squat.
Yeah.
So he's holding onto it by his fingertips and that. So kind of helps if you can, keep that there. Another thing is, with people like that, sometimes it could be your position, so that's where single leg stuff is going to come in quite handy.
Yeah.
So he takes on board, a lot what we say.
Yeah.
So I know he'll go and do his homework.
Yeah.
And I know he's doing a little bit of a gymnastics program that I think you've given.
Yeah.
That Phil's given him to do a few days a week. So Yeah, I think he's got a goal of getting a 150 or so back squat.
Right.
By the end of the year, he's at around 130.
We could train together.
Yeah. yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Maybe he's at 155.
Make him feel great. He gets his 150 and you're just next to him repping it.
So motivational.
Oh, I also want it.
I mean, I guess leading on from that and something that we wanted to stick out there today is sort of 10 things you can do to squat better. So just summarising up a couple of points from there, mate.
Yep.
Obviously, foot position,
super
important.
Yep.
Secondly, I like what you said there. Like, I think when we're looking at squat mechanics, a lot of people go to chuck their weightlifting shoes on, or a belt, a back support belt. So probably get rid of those straight away.
Definitely.
Just don't need them. Boz, a couple of thoughts from you on things you could do. People can just be so easily conscious about to squat better.
Just without any weights, just moving in your squat.
Yeah.
So just go down in your squat and just try to get your arms up, turn around. Yeah.
Tough.
Very tough. Yeah.
It's good though.
Some like Ido Portal moving.
Yeah. You like Ido Portal?
Yeah, I think he has some good stuff. Not everything. I think it's a bit too much.
Necessary, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit too much.
I don't think he washes it often enough. It's Mia, advice for squat. How are you going to get to 150? What do you do day in, day out to make you squat better? That's not loading with a barbell?
A lot of what these guys said, like mobility and your ankle mobility is super important, but also like building a strong core.
Yeah.
That's a bit what you said, like the belt.
Yeah.
Because if you need the belt, then your core is not strong enough, so you're not ready for the weight, I think.
Yeah.
Also your rack mobility.
Yeah.
Depending on if you do a front or back.
Yeah.
But getting strong in that will help for front squat.
Phil?
Yeah, just maybe staying away from actual squats for a while and concentrating on some, if you're just throwing some other movements like lunges and any posterior chain accessory stuff, like hamstring curls, good mornings, anything on the GHD, hip extensions, back extensions, glute ham raisers. There's so many other things that you can do besides squatting.
So maybe just focus a little bit on accessory work.
Don't stress so much. I think like you can quite easily pick out like a one of my favorite squat cycles is the Russian squat cycle because it's really simple.
Yeah.
And you also have on most of the easy days, like the 6x2 days.
Yeah.
You have plenty of energy left to get like quite a lot of accessory work done as well.
Yeah.
So that's quite a good one too.
So you're saying because you've just found out lately from taking a break from squats.
Yes.
And you've been doing a lot of this glute activation and that.
We'll see the test tomorrow.
Yeah, like you're saying that you squatted a pretty light weight for you the other day, and you said it felt really good. And
yeah, it was like, I haven't touched a barbell in a back squat for over 4 weeks now.
Yeah,
only in a curl position.
Yeah, he's got the
what?
You did some curls?
Curl with the barbell.
Oh, that was axle.
Yeah,
axle. Oh, axle.
Yeah, so I haven't done it like back squat for over 4 weeks.
Right,
and I'm pretty certain that tomorrow, when I do it for the first time, I'll easily be able to squat over 200 kilos, which is over 90% of my max.
Right.
Again, after not doing it, and I think my body will still it'll actually feel better. Yeah. Because all I've done is like it's not been weighted at all because I haven't been able to. I haven't been able to hold the bar.
Yeah.
So it's been like it's just air squats and actually focusing on my squat being better in a better position. And then lots of like good mornings and stuff on the GHD and hamstring curls and things like that.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've lost any strength at all in 4 or 5 weeks of not squatting. I think it's pretty good.
How are you going to test it?
I'm going to squat tomorrow.
Until what?
Well, I'll squat to 90% tomorrow, and then because I don't want to do any more than that. But I'll squat
90% of what your PR was.
Yeah, before.
Right, and then see what happens.
Yeah, and I'll stop at that. And if I can squat 90% on any day, then I'm still as strong.
Still super happy.
Yeah,
interesting stuff there. Definitely, and Jonesy watching you take that client through those basic things as well is probably a reminder that some of the most basic stuff really makes a big difference, especially when you see it. I think people talk about it a lot. Yeah, I should be doing this, I should be doing that, but actually watching it whilst I was watching all the guys rowing was kept me well entertained. Interesting article I picked up on benefits of not caring what people think. They list about 10 different benefits here. Boz, you don't really care about what people think.
Not really.
Not really. What benefits do you find it brings into your life? I think sometimes we're a bit stuck in a rut of caring about, like, do this and someone thinks that or do the other, and especially sort of comparing ourselves to each other in the gym, but you seem to deal with that quite well.
Apparently, yeah.
Never thought about
it. Actually, number 4 is people like you more. That doesn't. Yeah.
That doesn't really. Yeah, I don't know. I just never.
Not
think
too
about it. Yeah, I don't think.
That's a bit of a like. It's tough, isn't it? Because usually you care what people think because you want them to.
They want them to think well of you, yeah.
And they don't like you for it. Like, I think this is some. Like, I read this and it's really hard. Like, I know that I overthink things way too much and I care way too much about what other people think.
Yeah.
And I you know that I get super stressed when I think someone's like mad at me or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's really hard, even like reading stuff like this, to change that mindset. I don't think I'll ever be able to change it. I think I'll always overthink things and always worry about what people think about me and things like that.
I was reading the part where the girl says when she's out for food and then everybody's ordering a Caesar salad, but the place is known for a pizza, and she wouldn't order a pizza. I'm like, no, I would never do that. Why would you do that? Why?
And the learning is next time get the pizza if you want the pizza.
Yeah,
it's quite. Jonesy, any thoughts?
Yeah, I don't really care what people think. I think it's a good article because everyone thinks differently. I don't really care. I think it's good to learn to know how to laugh at yourself sometimes.
Yeah, and not take it too seriously.
Yeah. But
Mia, you like point number 7.
Number 7.
Some people suck.
Yeah. It's true.
It's true.
It's true.
So some people always judge you, always gossip about you, and I think this one's pretty. I think this one's really cool. That it says, I'll read it again. Some people always judge you. Some people always gossip about you. Whether you do what they think is right or do what you want, they'll always be there to criticize your every decision. The same individuals likely don't follow the one rule not to suck at life or to not suck at life. So
don't be an asshole.
Yeah, basically. That's the thing as well. I think like no matter what you do, sometimes people will always have an opinion. Won't they? I think it doesn't really matter. Interesting articles there. And folks, if you have any interesting articles you want to share with us or you want us to discuss, of course, email them to us, winning@innerfight.com. Someone's dropped in an email asking us, periodization, what is it? Should I be worried about it? And does the InnerFight program allow for it? Phil, you basically write most of the programs with some help from some of us. Probably best person to answer this question. You can start with the last bit. Does the InnerFight program allow for it? Or I guess take into consideration is probably what they mean.
It doesn't really in sort of a... Yeah, periodization is sort of you have a goal at the end of like a training period, and everything is tailored towards that, so sort of building towards it. Yeah. Where the class program that we've got, I kind of like to call it like a rolling program. Yeah. So you could come into it at any point
and get benefit.
And you don't need to like, I have to start at this point and go back a month and catch up on these sessions to be able to do that. Because if you're doing a class, that's why sometimes I think some gyms take periodization a little bit too far.
Yes.
It is great, and the idea of it is really good that, okay, we're always going to have a squat cycle running in the class, but you explain to someone the importance of having a squat cycle. Yeah. What if someone joins halfway through that, and then you're like, oh, no, it's not that important, you can just join halfway through because you want the member to come through the door. Yeah, absolutely. So the class program is a little bit more just a generalized strength and conditioning program. There always is progression in yourself if you know that this time you did a heavy single on this, you want to progress next time you do it. Yeah. But it's not everything is tailored towards this one point that you're progressing towards. Right. If you then compare that to the Red Zone training program, that's a lot more periodized because we're all training towards. It's called the Open 2017 plan. Yeah. So that's all training towards that. So that is a lot more like squat cycles that are progressively getting heavier each week. Then there's a testing period. Then you'll deload for a little bit, let your body relax, and then start again, basically. Yeah. And then, certain points of the season, then instead of it being squat orientated, it's then like gymnastics or fitness orientated. So that's a lot more, actual periodization. Yeah. Yeah.
Jonesy, one thing that we've spoken about a lot is sort of recovery and being in touch with your body, which mate, you sort of train at. I mean, obviously, when you follow the red zone as well, which puts a bit of periodization in it, but you seem to be able to train at a good intensity pretty much all the time because you take care of recovery. So do you feel like you need a periodization? And I mean, in periodization, it's just it's a cycle of recovery, really.
Yeah, basically. I think the program that I'm doing, the red zone one, it's good at the moment. It's like it covers everything.
Yeah.
I like the way he does put in like some general work like sleds.
Yeah.
And some of the strongman stuff, especially at this time of the year. I think it's useful to do.
Because it's outside?
Yeah, it's outside. That's basically why. But I think even like, let's say like, at the end of the Open or regionals for some athletes and even like the Worlds for some, sometimes in CrossFit, I feel like you just don't really get that much of a break.
Yeah.
I feel like there's always like, I'm going to start this new squat cycle or, whereas, if you look at athletes in other sports, like they have their events and that, and then they take breaks. Like they don't take time off training, but they just do something a little bit different.
Yeah.
So that's where I feel CrossFit's kind of missing it a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think the class programming, you just got to, like you're doing, you just got to make it quite simple.
Yeah.
And just so, people keep coming back feeling like they are getting better, which they are. Yeah. And just don't make it so complicated, like some other gyms probably do sometimes. Yeah.
I think I agree with you, mate, there, and I agree that, like, you hear a lot in CrossFit gyms that people are starting some cycle of this, cycle of that. I rarely ever hear the end result.
Yeah, and they
most of them are like
don't.
6 weeks or 12 weeks, and
they hear something else and they maybe start that thinking, that'll be better for me.
I think we've tried before because it's always like a constant, evolution. You're always trying to find new ways and the best ways to program. Like you'll never ever find it, but it's a good experience trying to. And we've tried putting like the squat cycle that I mentioned before, the Russian squat cycle.
Yeah,
and it's great you put it in there, but then someone goes on holiday for testing day. And it's just little things like that you can put it in there, but at the end of the day, there's no real difference on a general program between we're going to do 5x5 today to it has to be 6 sets of 2 at 82.7%. Otherwise you won't get better. In a class program, I think it can be a lot more generalized, and you will always see progression as long as you're, maybe sticking to like the 3-on, 1-off type, type of training and recovering well, and your other things in your lifestyle are all in balance, and you'll see progression through that.
Another interesting question has come from a gentleman called Philip. He says, my physio has given me a few core exercises to work on as I need to build more core strength. It's mainly a variation on planking, but I tend to get bored of one movement very quickly, so end up stopping after about 3 days. Have you got any suggestions for core exercises that will help build strength that I can do daily? Whether it's isometric holds or just movements. Thanks. I have an answer for this. A lot of this shit is really boring. It's really quite repetitive, and I think really that's one of the biggest problems that we've seen. I mean, we were just talking about before we started the show. We were talking about our pure strength program, and we discussed it a lot. But the stuff that we've done over and over. I think 1 week we did handstand push-ups 5 times because that's what we want to get better at. So I think the first message from my side, anyway, is like if you get bored, it's because you don't want to do it enough. Like if a physio told me and gave me variation of planks that's going to build the core strength, that's going to stop the problem that I went to them and paid the money for, I think I'd do it. I don't know. Thoughts? Mia?
Yeah, I don't think it matter whatever exercise we give him, he will get bored and then stop and something else.
Yeah, exactly. Or unless you want like 50 different ones and you'll become average at all of them. Because
but then you'll get bored of the 50s.
Yeah.
I think the best piece of equipment you can get, although it takes up room and it's expensive, is a GHD machine.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of different stuff you can do on there, and core isn't just doing planks and doing sit-ups and abs.
Yeah.
It's all the way around, and you want to work glutes and then lower back as well and everything, and you can kind of do that on there, and you could. I don't think I would get bored. It's pretty much all I've done for the last 5 weeks, kind of alternate between
Holly the same.
GHD sit-ups and then hip extensions, back extensions, and then throwing in holds on there as well as just moving.
Yeah.
So and you were doing the other day as well, rather than just doing. So if you want to think about core, it doesn't you don't have to just isolate it.
Yeah.
So you were doing pec flies and reverse flies.
Yeah.
And rather than just doing that on the bench, you did it with your upper body off the end of the GHD machine. So immediately that's now a core exercise as well as doing your normal training.
Second time in my life I've done pec flies, chest flies on that machine, and I think it's one of the hardest exercises.
Yeah.
Like, it's so hard. I could literally, I had 8-pound dumbbells in each hand, and I could do 10 reps.
Yeah.
And I was absolutely smoked. It's a little bit easier, the flies the other way around, but that way around is super hard. But yeah,
it doesn't have to be just core on its own. Like your core is working all the time, pretty much. So do you think
that's something that's a little bit of a disconnect? Mia, you picked up on it before when we were talking about squats, like that people are wearing the belt to support their core in the squat. Do you think there's a massive disconnect here? And maybe, I mean, this might be why Philip's been at the physio in the first place. Stupid name. It's not a stupid name. Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson. But is there a slight disconnect in people's logic here that core means having nice abs?
Yeah.
And
that's what people think.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think most people think that.
I mean, how much are you using your core when you're doing a front squat?
Yeah.
Much.
Yeah, a lot.
It's holding that position.
Yeah.
The thing that gives out first is either your front rack or your core, right?
Yeah.
Your legs can get the weight up.
I think everything we do with the barbell, you need the strong core, like just power cleans or push press or whatever. If you don't have a strong core, it's going to break. And
I think with Philip as well, like, I don't know if he's very restricted on what he can do, but sometimes even throwing in, because a lot of the time we throw those movements in at the end of our workouts.
Yeah.
And we're kind of done, we're sweaty, we're like, oh, I've got no time. And then you have that lazy mindset. So sometimes just throwing it in when you're fresh and doing it at the start of your workouts. And you'll probably find that you'll do it a lot more, you'll just be more thorough with it.
You do that quite a bit, mate, like chucking
with clients
something
and stuff,
in at the start that traditionally we'd see at the end. Like, there's not many coaches around that I've seen that would start their client on GHD sit-ups and hip extensions.
No.
But you do it often with people,
yeah,
right?
I try to, mate. Yeah. Sometimes bicep curls as well, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, for quality and feel, and actually doing it correctly, you know, instead of just being too... Like, I think when you were away, I did that with Faith, because I know she needs to strengthen her core a lot.
Yeah.
And
recently had her second baby.
Yeah. Yep. And she even just sort of said, I was able to actually focus on a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know? And so just mix it in like that.
Very interesting. Yeah. Boz, are you on Holly's program of abs, or are you teaching Holly?
I gave her some new variations.
Yeah, you gave her
the side ones on the GHD.
What do you think of this, Philip?
I mean, Holly's not doing core training. Holly just wants abs.
This is a question I sort of wanted to end out the show on, is sort of, what is this summer body? What's the best piece of advice for people looking for the summer body? I got fed up of it yesterday and made an Instagram post about it.
Don't neglect the side abs.
That's the most important part. And don't do like me, eat too much.
Is that... But is it? What do we think generally? There's a lot of talk about people getting ready for summer now. It's coming towards the time that people are going away. What's our thoughts, our advice? Any?
We threw in a few extra ab work, a bit of an ab yesterday for a holiday.
You started a bit late.
Does everyone start a bit late?
It's usually, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't speak too much about that one. Coming week, Phil, some ideas of what we've got coming up. Thursday therapy this week.
Don't actually know.
Don't actually know yet.
Whoa.
Still looking for something.
But it's not going to be thrusters and burpees.
I'm definitely going to find that workout of the Orlando, of the tragedy over there in Orlando. Saw a super cool workout, pairs workout from that, and loads of numbers that meant a lot. I really want to find that, but I don't know where it was. Well. So if anyone's got some good ideas, send them through to us.
One workout that would be good to watch that the Red Zone guys are going to do this week is going to be the Swiss Alpine Qualifier 1.
Right.
It's really cool. It's on the minute, every minute, for as long as possible.
Oof.
It's always a 100-meter row,
followed
by 1 thruster, second minute 2 thrusters, third minute 3 thrusters, and you just go until you can't.
95 pounds?
Yeah, 95 for the guys and 65 or 75 for the girls.
Seconds by the time you finish messing around on the row?
Yeah, I get it. Maybe a little bit more for the guy.
For the girls?
It's a 100-meter row.
Yeah, 100-meter row.
Yeah, so you should have 30 seconds, guys, I reckon, on thrusters.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it will take about 20 seconds in the early rounds to do the row. So you have between 30 to 40 seconds.
I told Ben I'll be really upset if he gets less than 15.
Jonesy,
15.
Thoughts?
15. It's a good workout.
You think you'll get more than 15?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's going to be one of the first. When I feel fully fit, I can't wait to do that one.
And do they know another one that they're getting? 16 point.
Not this week after. That's in the week after.
16 point. Beep. We'll see about that one.
We'll retest.
See what's going on. Next week, we don't have a show. Next week, we'll play out an interview I did last week, actually, with a really interesting guy, Mike Ballard, who was paralysed playing rugby a couple of years ago and shares his story. And you want to talk about setting goals. When he first got injured, he could do 100-meter dash, he called it, in 14 and a half minutes, literally with a walker and with braces on his legs because he's paralysed below the waist. And 2 years later, he managed to get that down to about 2.5 minutes to do 100 meters. So it's a really, really interesting story. I caught up with him last week, and we're going to play that one out next week. Then the following week, Phil is not here. Mia's not here. That's three.
Yay.
Boz, you're going to bring something to the table.
Clever.
Say something clever. Wear your chicken suit.
Wear your chicken suit. That's all for this week. Thanks a lot for listening. Thanks to the guys for contributing. See you later.
See you then. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks a lot for tuning into this episode of the podcast, folks, and I do hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks, as always, to the coaches and, of course, our show sponsor, Kareem. When you download the Kareem app, sign up and register with a valid credit card and use the promo code InnerFight for up to 100 dirhams off your first ride with them. And if you're coming to the gym, use the promo code INNER. If you're leaving the gym, use the promo code FIGHT for 10% off your rides with them. Of course, if you have a moment, we just ask that you hop over to the iTunes store, rate the podcast. We really appreciate that. Leave some comments over there as well. That would be absolutely awesome. And if you do have any questions, mail them to us at winning@innerfight.com. We'd love to hear from you, and we'd love to answer your questions on the podcast. Until next time, take care.